By the end of this video, you're going to learn how to set up a simple single Facebook lead ad that's going to bring in more jobs for your moving company. If you're new here, my name is Armando and I help small business owners use online marketing to generate more leads and sales for their small businesses. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of the future videos. Now, this exact same strategy that I'm going to show you is the exact same strategy that I've used for some of my clients in the moving space, and some of them have actually generated over $204,000 worth of moving jobs within 3 months using the exact same thing. So let's jump right into it. Now, the way this strategy works is very simple. You're going to have a simple Facebook ad that is going to be placed in front of people who are most likely to buy your services, which in this case is moving. So people who are looking to move to new homes, people who are looking to move from apartment complexes, people who are looking to downgrade or downsize their home and move to a smaller unit or a smaller, senior living facility or whatever. And then what's going to happen after that is you're going to show them a small lead capture form that's going to capture all the lead information that you need: zip code, starting address, destination, how many bedrooms they plan on moving, do they need heavy items like pianos and safes, that kind of stuff. And then after that, that's going to take them to a next step confirmation where they can actually book into your CRM or your booking system. Now, what's going to happen simultaneously as soon as they hit that lead capture form and they give you that information, automatically send them emails, automatically send them a text, acknowledging them or providing them the quote, and automatically have your sales floor call these people and follow up with them, and that's going to lead into more booked jobs. Now, this is the overall strategy. I'm going to be breaking this down and showing you step by step how to actually do this inside of the Facebook Business Manager. So we're going to get into that step right now. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you that I do have a workshop that breaks this down into more details. You can go ahead and check that out at localleadmastery.com. But if you don't want to mess with this stuff, by the way, and you just want to get somebody to set it up for you, we provide those services as well. There's a link in the description that's going to show you where you can go to fill out a form and actually have a conversation with me and see if this is something that we can help set up for your moving company. So let's jump right into this back end of Facebook Ads Manager, and I'm going to walk you through setting this stuff up right now. What we're going to be creating is a new campaign. So you're going to do that, click on the green button, and you're going to get a list of objectives, a list of considerations. Now, what you want to select here is the lead generation objective. The reason we're going to be picking lead generation objective is because we don't have to mess with any of this complicated pixel stuff. You don't have to create landing pages and pay somebody to create websites and funnels and all this crazy stuff. It's actually quite simple to run ads for small businesses and for service-based businesses using lead generation. So you're going to pick lead generation and you're going to go to next, and this is going to give you the campaign structure. Now, Facebook's campaign is 3-tiered. On the top, you have a campaign, then you have the ad set, and you have the ad. The ad set is where you'll select all your demographics, who you're going to run this to, who you wanted to show it to, your budgeting, all that stuff. At the ad level is where you're going to set your ad copy, creative, etc. So right now, we're on the campaign level. All we want to do is make sure you name this campaign something that matters to you. What it is doesn't matter. What you want to come down here and check, first of all, is make sure that campaign budget optimization is off. This is a little bit more of an advanced strategy to keep it on. So if you don't know what you're doing, this is your first time maybe, keep it off for now just to make things simple. The next thing that you're going to want to do is head on over to the ad set level. Now, from the ad set level, the thing that you want to make sure that is checked is the page. Make sure that if you have more than one page, maybe you select the right page that belongs to your company and your moving company. Now, if you notice that right underneath the page name here, I have a terms of condition. If this is your first time running lead ads, you're not going to see view terms. You're going to see a message that says you have to accept the terms. Just go ahead and click that, go through that process, and then it'll bring you back to this section with this message that says that you've already accepted that. That's key, otherwise you will not be able to run these type of ads. Now, the other thing that you have here is lead method. How do you want people to connect with you? Instant form or calls. Now, two options in here: instant forms and calls. The form obviously will fill out a form with lead information, and then you can choose to have that form and that information sent to you directly, sent to your sales floor directly, create emails, SMS messages, and all that stuff for your customers, which I highly recommend. The second one is calls. Now, what is the advantage and disadvantage? Well, you're probably going to get less people calling you at a higher cost than you would people filling out the form. However, those calls are probably going to be a little bit higher quality than the lead forms. But for my demonstration purposes, we're only going to be doing instant forms, and we're going to move on down to the section where you're going to be setting your budget. Now, budget really depends on how much value is your customer worth to you. So people typically move once a year, sometimes maybe even once every 2 years. If they're buying a house, they're not moving for another 15 years maybe. So you got to figure out how much a customer is worth and how much you're willing to spend to acquire a lead, and then how much you're willing to spend to acquire a moving job. And based on that, just set your daily budget here with whatever the budget is. Next thing that we're going to be moving on to is location and demographics. This is where most people get it wrong. What you want to do is choose your local area. Unless you're an interstate mover, then you're moving people who are moving within state lines, and that's completely different. But for most small moving companies, most local moving companies, you're moving within a city or within a state usually. So start with a small city or the city that your primary service area is in here. You can plug that in. For example, me, I can just choose Houston. If I wanted to choose Houston, that's going to give me a reach of 4.9 million people, and we're going to narrow down that from there. So you can choose Houston, you can go to different states, whatever you want in here. Now, the age of moving. This is super important. You want to leave this broad, leave it open, 18 to 65. At the age of 18, if you're moving away from home, you're going to probably maybe hire some friends to come move you, but there's going to be quite a few people who are going to be purchasing moving services at that age. Maybe mom and dad does it or whatever. So just leave it broad. Gender, leave it broad as well, unless you absolutely service a specific demographic. Leave it broad. So if you're servicing seniors, obviously do 50 and up, 65 and up. But if you're servicing everyone, leave it broad. Detailed targeting and demographics. This is another interesting one. You want to test out different audiences in here. Things like Zillow, things like HAR.com, other services that include like for sale by owner, those kind of things are going to go in here. So make sure you do your homework, pick the interests that are most likely to convert for you, and plug them in here to give you one specific interest. The one big mistake that people make is that they try to cram too much information into this detailed targeting. The simpler, the actual better performing the ad is going to be. Now, again, for those of you who skipped the first part, if you want all this information in more detail and a more over-the-shoulder hand-walking guide from this, there is a workshop that I created, localleadmastery.com. You can go check that out, or you can hit the link in the description. Or if you're a moving company that just wants somebody to do this for you because you're busy running your business, you don't have time, I work with with small businesses doing this stuff as well. So you can find the link to speak to me in the description of the video. Language is not really important to you unless you service, again, a specific demographic. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting placements. You want to click on manual placements, and you want to choose the highest quality traffic. For me, it's going to be mobile. So make sure that all this stuff is selected for mobile devices only. And I do not want to advertise on Instagram. I do not want to advertise in the stories. You want to click the stories off. You want to click the in-stream off. You want to click messengers off. You want to click articles off, that kind of stuff. So make sure that that is all off. And I like to use mobile services and mobile placements only. The next thing that we're going to do is come to the ad level. This is where your creative is going to go. This is what you're going to show people on the in the end. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create an ad. Okay, I'm going to create an ad. There's different ways of doing this. You can use a video or you can use a carousel. Videos convert extremely well, but in this demo, I'm going to show you how to use a single picture. So you have a single image in here, and if you want to clear your image, you can clear it, or you can select one. In my case, I've already got one selected for lead ads. So I'm going to tell people what the primary text is, and you can obviously choose anything you want in here. Attention, I'm gonna say Cali. Let's say I'm moving from California, or this is where the company is. Looking to move. Okay. We're here to help. Reach us now. Get a free quote. Okay, so this is what I'm going to write in here. Now, again, this is going to be different for your moving company as well. You may have deals that are going on. You may have a certain price that is set flat fee. You may have trip charges. You also may have 15, 20, 30% off moving services if they move like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So you may want to be running an advertising specifically for those things, right? You may have something different, a promotion going on, or something that's completely different than what another moving company is doing, or the way you wrap things, or the way your crews are selected, etc. So the copy is going to be different. The one thing that I will tell you about the copy is that you want to make it not about you. So nobody cares that you've been in business for 30 years. Nobody cares that, you know, your trucks are like this. Nobody cares that you're the best moving company in the world. Nobody cares about you or your business. And that's just the truth for any business. It's about what you can do for them. Nobody also wakes up in the morning and says that they want to part ways with $1,200 to a moving company. They don't do that. What they want to do is they don't want to lift a finger. They don't want anybody to break their stuff. They don't want people to steal their stuff. They don't want to go through the trouble of spending all day wrapping and moving and packing and then unpacking and doing it all again. So that's kind of the message that you want to put in here. Make sure that people know like what they're actually buying is not just a moving service. They're buying somebody not breaking their stuff, somebody, you know, taking care of their belongings, somebody who's not going to rip them off, somebody who's ethical. So make sure you convey that in the ad copy there. Now, as far as the sign me up button in here, this is a headline that goes here. This can be as something as easy as book your move. Okay, and that's what that looks like right there. And then on sign me up, that's the call to action. And you actually want to change that to something that is more in line with your advertising. So in my case, I can go with get offer if I'm offering a 15% off coupon, or I can say learn more or get a quote. If I'm telling people that they need to get a quote, I'm going to say you can get a quote right there. Now, we're moving on to the actual instant form. This is the part that I really love about lead ads. They don't require for you to have some sort of complicated marketing setup, website pixels, and all this stuff. You don't need to buy some expensive landing page software for this to work. It's all within Facebook, and it all stays within your mobile phone, so it makes it easy for your customers to reach you. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select create a form, and I'm going to name my form whatever you want to name this form, right? And you can choose whether you want more volume or higher intent for the form. That means you want a whole bunch of people coming through, and then you can decide whether the quality is okay or not, or do you want people who are, you know, higher quality. They're going to cost a little bit more, but it's going to be less work for you in the back end. Now, there's no right or wrong way. It just really depends. I have customers that choose higher volume because they know that they have a good follow-up system that can convert these people. I have others that choose higher intent because they know that their follow-up system is weak sauce, and they're not going to be able to convert as many as they possibly can. So choose whichever one benefits you. Now, on the intro, this is where this headline is right here. You can use this is actually the image. What I would recommend is leave the image that you have on your ad for consistency. Don't try to change that. This greeting is the headline here. You can choose a headline here, or you can, you know, add more text in here. Basically, what you want to do in this section is you want to tell people what they're going to get. You just want to say, hey, thank you for your interest. We're going to give you a quote in 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. Here's kind of a little bit more about what you're going to get when you give us your information. Okay, so once that's done, you come here to questions. This is very, very important. Never ever just leave the contact information here. You're going to get a bunch of junk leads that are not going to convert. You want to make this a little bit more complicated for people. They want to they have to fill out more information for them to become a qualified lead. If somebody gives you just their email and name, then there's a pretty good chance that you're going to have to do a lot of legwork trying to find out what's going on. So what you want to do here is add a few custom questions in here that ask for the things that you need to provide a solid quote for their moving services. How many bedrooms? What's your starting zip code? What's your destination zip code? Where are you located? Are you moving from a house or an apartment? What's the square footage? Those kind of things. And these are things that you know about your business that you need to provide a solid quote for. So choose the questions that you want in here. Now I will give you a warning: the more questions you have, the least people are going to convert, because they don't want to fill out some of the stuff. But the people that do convert are going to be higher quality. So it's kind of a give and take. The next thing that we're going to do is go to private policy. Because people are giving you this information, you're going to need a private policy. So what you want to do here is just go to your website, copy the private policy link, put it in here, and then just write private policy, okay, privacy or something like that as the link, and just type that link in there. Next thing about this is customer disclaimer. You don't need that. Don't worry about that. And then last but not least, this is the last section, basically the thank you form. So here you can write something like, hey, you can book your next move, use this calendar link, or you can call us right here, so you can still get the benefit of people having to call your business. You can enter your phone number there and say, call us. Oops, right here. Call us. Okay, you need to have a valid phone number, so you can't just leave it blank. Just tell people to call you if that's what you want, or tell people to go and book if that's what you want them to do, and then click publish. Now once this thing is published, it's going to go through a review process within Facebook, and usually within 24 to 48 hours, sometimes it may take a little bit longer, they're going to approve this ad, and you're going to start to get traction on it. What you do from there is you want to make sure that these leads get addressed immediately. My recommendation for you is that if you can get to these within 15 minutes, you're going to have a higher chance of converting. Make sure that you have a way to send information to these leads. So an email sequence set up with your CRM to automatically send them quotes and follow-up emails, some sort of SMS set up so that these people can get a text message with the info that they requested right away. And make sure that your sales floor, most importantly, your sales floor has access to these leads, and you can get it to them in a timely manner, and you speak to your team to make sure that they call these people back and they get on the horn and they close these deals. The biggest mistake that most small businesses make is they're sitting on thousands of leads they could possibly be calling, and nobody's calling the leads back. If you do not call the leads back, you will not make sales, period. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, if you are a small business, if you are a moving company, you want to learn more about this process in depth, you want to see over the shoulder us breaking down a campaign that's done millions of dollars, then there's localleadmastery.com where I show you exactly what you do to set this up for yourself. Or if you just don't want to deal with this stuff because you're busy running your business, we'll set up the campaigns for you. There's also a link below in the comments, in the description, that it leads to a form where you can reach us and we can have a conversation. If I can help you, great. If I can't help you, I'll be upfront about it and I'll tell you that it's not the right thing for you. So if this was helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.